Welcome back. Today I'm very excited. I'm reviewing the Almost Real Plus Pagani Zonda Cinque. It is a beautiful model. This model comes in the typical Almost Real box with a nice print on it. It comes with 4 tools. One to prop open the doors, the one to take the model off the base, the third one is our tweezers, and the fourth one is to remove the wheels. I hope you enjoy this review. Here we are. This is the Pagani Zonda Cinque by Almost Real Models. And as you can see, this is a beautiful model. This particular Zonda by Almost Real Plus has an additional feature other than just it being a fully open model. They now have it where you can actually remove the wheels. So there's some additional features that were added to this particular model. And if this is their last effort as far as Zondas go, well, that's a really great way to send it off with the bonus. The overall shape, of course, is perfect. It mirrors the actual car perfectly. There's no question about that. As I mentioned, this is a fully opening model, so all the parts do open. The wheel detail is excellent. These are a gloss black wheel. You have the red calipers. You have the script of the Pagani, which is very clear and concise. I really do like the red outline on the rim. Of course, it goes for the front and back. And now you have this very, very accurate and functional center bolt. All of the printing on the model is fantastic. It's very legible, very, very clear. The carbon fiber is very realistic. It has a nice gloss to it. So moving to the front of the model. I've done reviews on 2 of these by Almost Real, and definitely all of them have been great, so I really don't need to go over too much of these details. The lights are really great. The thing that's different about these lights, which I really like, they have that fluorescent hue to them, so that's a little different from the other one. The stripe is accurately in the center, so there's no flaws with that at all. And finishing off, of course, is this beautiful front lip that you have here, which again is all gloss carbon fiber, and it's laid out perfectly. The pattern doesn't have any interruptions in it at all. So moving on to the back, you have this absolutely stunning vented grill in the back here. This is a nice photo etched piece, or perforated piece I should say, and it definitely reveals what's to come, which is really nice. I like to call this an exhibition grill in the back of the model. The rear diffuser is fantastic. I mean, again, it's gloss carbon fiber. You have the carbon fiber that surrounds the tire back end. Another thing that's unique to this model versus the other Zondas is that the center exhaust is now coated in a black color, and man, does it look really, really good. The taillights, I don't know if this is just a Zonda thing or Almost Real, but they're accurate, but for some reason they don't look convincing to me as far as realism. For some reason, I'm not sure why that is. It could be possibly because they're LEDs and I'm so old school, I'm used to the lenses on lights, so that's probably what I'm seeing there. But like I said, the shape is fine. It just, I don't know, it just looks superficial to me. But again, it could be because they're LEDs. Now moving to the part that we all look forward to, and that is opening this model up. And Almost Real supplies every possible tool that you would need to basically open this model up. And Just going to use my auto art tool because, well, I just like using my auto art tool. So there you go. And for those who've never watched any of the videos in regards to opening the model, pretty much any Zonda or any Pagani, you want to open the doors first. And that's actually for the real car too, by the way. You have to open the doors first to have access to the front and the back. So there's that. And then we open the back. And the reason why I'm wearing the glove is these models the finishing is so glossy that fingerprints do show up very easily with these. And you guys are actually seeing me open this for the first time. So I didn't examine this model ahead of time. So if there's something that's a flaw that I catch, it'll be the first time that I see it. But there you are. Fully opened. Beautiful as usual. And because this one has so much more black or exposed carbon fiber, I just think it actually enhances the overall model. So there we are. So now let's take a closer look at this thing. It's a closer look at this carbon fiber. This beautiful perforated grille. There's not a flaw anywhere on this. The thing I like most about this finish is not only is the carbon fiber there, but there's a speckle in the paint. It's just incredibly detailed. Very realistic carbon fiber. And it's these small things on this model that you may miss the first time. Maybe in the second time that you look at it, but the third time you might catch something that you missed before. But this is by far the best carbon fiber work that I've ever seen on a die-cast metal model. On the back of this you have this very, very beautiful perforated grille which reveals that motor that's in the back and those quad exhaust. Almost Real does a fantastic job with their seats, and I think they are one of the best when it comes to giving the impression that this leather here is a soft leather. That's how nicely done the molding is. If you look in this corner here, you can actually see a fold there. So it definitely gives the impression like this is a soft material. It's not. But again, they do a really good job. You have the printing on the headrest there. This nice flocking in the middle of the seat. Alcantara, I'm assuming that's what that is. You have a stitched seat belt with the buckles and the Pagani script right there on it. You look further down on the seat and you have the nicely photo etched buckle there. Very accurate looking. Because this dashboard is all black, it is a little more difficult to see, but what you can see is that there's a ton of carbon fiber everywhere on this dashboard. You have the nicely done controls throughout. You have the Alcantara around the steering wheel. You have this very nice floor mat, and it does have the Pagani there, right there on the floor there. So that's really nice. You can see the pedals as well. The drive shaft well is of course carbon fiber too. You have a handbrake, you have a shift boot, and it also has the very nice Alcantara on the boot of it. you have this glove box here, which unlike LCD is not openable. I'm okay with that. You can see the back of the seat here is carbon fiber, and of course the entire tub of this car is carbon fiber, and you can see that throughout the entire floor pan. It's just really beautiful. You have this door seal with the Pagani script that's right there on there, and yeah, this is just beautiful. In the front you have the dual fans. You have the labels on the top. Of course, it's filled with carbon fiber everywhere. You have your hoses there. You have the wiring for some of the lighting there as well. And what everybody was looking for. It's a beautiful motor. Look how pronounced the AMG is on the covers there. It's very, very nicely done. You can see those hoses there, the carbon fiber intake. The suspension is a functioning suspension, so you can see the springs there doing their thing. Okay. You have the coated exhaust on the side there. And there is a beautiful, very well done exhaust. Oh, the compartment is functional, so it does open up. And there is a bag in here. So if you are curious about that, there you are. So there's the bag. So this being a functional suspension, the wheels also are removable. So I'm going to take this tool here, take this out. I think that's it, yep. There we go. And just lift. Carefully pull the wheel out, and there's your wheel. The rotor itself is also removable, so you have this carbon ceramic disc, highly detailed wheel, of course, has the obligatory valve stem. But notice there's no tire scripting, no branding on the tire. Can only ask for so much, I guess. And putting it back, well, we'll see. This is the first time I've done this, but it should be fairly simple. So we got our rotor back in. Slide our tire. And I would suggest, just like you do with real bolts, I would start by hand tightening it first so you don't cross thread the threads in the hub. If I can find it, get it to catch. There we go. Then take the tool and tighten it back up. Nice and tight. Obviously don't over tight. And I wouldn't play around with that too often either, because I'd be worried about scratching some of that red paint off of the off of there as well. And there we are. This is the 2009 Pagani by Almost Real Models. And now to my conclusions. Well, I hope you were amazed as much as I was. This model has everything that you'd want out of a highly detailed model. It's die-cast metal. It's fully opening. It's functional. It's beautiful. It checks all the boxes. There's nothing else I'd want out of this model. The price maybe being lower, yes, but of course, we can't always control that. But the model is beautiful. It is perfection. This is definitely my favorite Pagani model in my collection. So yes, this one is staying in my collection. This was not a borrowed model. Now, as far as pricing goes, they're roughly $400 US. You'll see prices like a $398, $399, but they're roughly about $398 US. Something that you may want to do, and you're kind of playing a game here when I say this, is that, so if you recall the silver Zonda F back in the day, their very, very first model that they made, that model is still available, and the price has dropped on that model significantly. Significantly meaning that I've seen them as low as $300 US. So that is something to take in consideration. The only problem is that I don't know what this one's going to do. I think it's going to be more popular than that silver one because the Zondas, especially the early ones, well, they're kind of fugly looking if you really want to be honest. Whereas this particular version, yeah, it's stunning. There's nothing I could really complain about. You may also be wondering, because I just did a review on the Pagani Barchetta, which one is better. That's really subjective. That is a very good model. If you're concerned about the risk about peeling, then definitely I would forego the Barchetta and get the Zonda. That way you wouldn't have to worry about that. But I can tell you, I just recently learned that it looks like that LCD will be re-releasing that blue one, and it should not have those issues. The other thing that you may want to take in consideration, that blue model is beautiful. When I say as far as one being better than the other, it has a lot to do with just the quality, again going back to that peeling issue. But they're both beautiful. For me to say which one I like better would be very hard. I think that's really a subjective thing. As far as details, they come pretty close, and I probably will at some point, if someone else doesn't do it, we'll do a full-on comparison of the two. The last thing you have to take in consideration about the Barchetta from LCD is that it's almost half the price that you'd be paying for with this this Almost Real. So that is something definitely to take in consideration. So what I'm getting at is that you're getting quality from a model company that's pricing almost half of what the Almost Real Plus is. No, it's not going to have all the toys that the Zonda F comes with. It's not going to have removable wheels, but in the big scheme of things, I think the presentation of the model is far more important than removing wheels. So that is definitely something to take in consideration. So if you're on a limited budget and you really wanted one of these and you didn't want to break the bank, I would get the improved LCD. It's really good. It's really good. But just going back to this model, if I was to put a rating on it, because I know that some of you are into values, this definitely gets the $4 signs. This will go up in value. There's no doubt about it. Once they're gone, they're definitely going to go up in value, especially that recently released orange version of this model. That is going to go up in value. Once it disappears, they're only making 1,000 of that orange, by the way. It's going to go up in value. So that's definitely something to keep in mind. Please like and subscribe. That is the best way I'm going to know you're enjoying these videos. Next video will be a Spotlight News, because I know some of you have been asking for that. I appreciate your time, and I'll see you next time.